Yeah. Hello, Sumit. Hi.
Hi, Balaji. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, Sumit.
Balaji, thanks first of all giving me your time towards understanding the agile in the
Okay.
current scenario.
Yeah,
So
welcome. Yeah.
in the past I've attended one of your webinar that you conduct regularly on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So I have participated over one of those weekend class
Mm-hmm.
like
Webinar.
webinar, and I got interested to know more about agile and Scrum and other practices.
Mm-hmm.
That's a basically point setting up this particular one-to-one call with you.
Sure. Okay.
So I have like some few like questions. I will say few curiosity to understand how like about agile.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow me, can I go like
Yes, yes. Yes. Proceed, please.
okay? So Balaji, I just want to know like since you like in agile world, you are like from last many years you're working in agile world. So can you
Mm-hmm.
just brief me about your like background into agility?
Yeah. So for the past 9 years, I'm actually working as an agile coach, but predominantly in the agile world, I have somewhere close to 14 years of experience. Okay, just to confirm you. Okay. So actually, what is that you wanted to know to begin with?
Like
Any?
agile, what type of certifications you have done it, what type of clients domains you have worked in.
Okay.
So
So in terms of the certifications, so what I have done is so as to have a variety in the knowledge, right? Because on Agile we have multiple quadrants like the product space of agility, something on the process mechanism, then on the framework, communication management, stakeholder engagement. So what I have done is deliberately, so as to have different flavors in the certification, I have done some CSM, CSPO, ICP, ACC. Then I did my Safe Agilist and Scaled Program Consultant certification, KMP 1 and 2. And I also, in the in the past, I have already cleared the PMP, right? So post that I have done the PMI ACP. So deliberately, I have taken varieties of certifications so that we actually encapsulate the different colors of the rainbow.
okay, thanks Balaji for detailed answer on that part. So my next question is how's agile position in IT industry currently? What are the future trends that we see in agile
Mm.
space?
Okay, so if I want to answer this question, right? See, the reality is that companies are not really interested in the implementation of the agile as such, but every company is actually interested in the outcomes created through agile, right? So it could be predictability, it could be improvement in the productivity, your responsiveness or quality, or it could be flow efficiency, whatever it is. Nowadays, companies are moving more towards business outcomes and agile outcomes. Now, in a real-time engagement, if you take current scenario of IT world in like in this particular agile, much of the engagements are actually executed through a hybrid model. So if you ask me from my perspective, it is always to be good, like it is always better that we are actually good in both plan driven approaches, more from a waterfall model, and also agile driven engagements based on the adaptive approach. The second thing what I wanted to say is it is not only about agile going forward. You also need to have little bit of a domain knowledge, little bit of functional SMEs or functional capabilities. Say for example, it is about agile in data science engagements, agile in cloud computing initiatives, agile in data warehouse projects. So it is not just about agile. It is about, okay, how do I take how do I take this concept of agile, or rather the philosophy of agile, and then blend it harmoniously into that particular project ecosystem or a product ecosystem. The other aspect which actually comes to my mind is much of the engagements, if you take in my experience, I have created customized frameworks. I have created customized models, taking into consideration the base frameworks which are available in the market. That also could be one of the point. The other point which comes to my mind is your agile transformation capabilities also need to be blended with your organization change management. Because I actually generally tell this example on the social media platform. Before you sow the seed, try to prepare the soil, right? So preparing the soil is more of organization change management. So always try to back up your agile transformation with a precedence of change management. If not, what is going to happen? No, this agile transformation is not really going to sustain in the long run. Okay, so what thoughts come to your mind, Sumit, before I go to the next point? Like, what thoughts come to your mind?
So what I'm trying to basically understand, like in agile phase, like with rapid changing scenarios and IT service needs,
Hmm.
how is like agile best suited?
Yeah.
Uh,
So if you want, okay, say for example, let's say a company actually wanted to improve on the go-to-market strategy, right? So if a company wanted to improve on the go-to-market strategy, then fundamentally we need to compress the lead time and the cycle time, like of the delivery of the code to the production. And unless and until I have an incremental approach, I have an iterative manner of developing the software, factoring the feedback loop, it is not really possible to reduce the cycle time and the lead time. So just to cut a long story short, you need to take your agile capabilities and then tie the knot to the agile outcomes and then to the business outcomes.
okay, got it. Thanks,
Something like that.
Balaji. My next like question is like, what would be your career guidance to those who are seeking jobs in agility?
Okay, so for this question, I just want to share a picture or an image. Okay, just to give me a minute. I'll just try to do it. Okay, for some strange reason, it's not coming now, but I can answer to your question. See, for people who are aspiring for different roles in Agile, right? We actually they first of all wanted to know what are all the different roles which are currently available in the Agile world, right? It could be a Scrum Master, it could be a senior Scrum Master, RTE, or it could be a team level Agile coach, enterprise Agile coach. Now, if you are looking from the project management aspect, it will be like project manager, program manager, portfolio manager, right? Similarly, if you wanted to talk more on the product space of agility, it is actually product owner and the product manager. So my say is you may need to look into point number one, what's your passion is, okay, or rather what does your heart says. The second thing is you also need to look into the market demand, and the third is in terms of the skills, in terms of the capabilities. So if someone asks me this question, it is always better that they draw three intersecting circles like passion, your skills or capabilities, followed by your market demand, and then take the no intersection point. Does
Okay,
that make relevance to you? Does that make relevance to you?
yeah. So what I understood, like you mean to say, like as per the role, the person has to basically undertake the certifications.
Yes, yes. Certifications also need to be aligned to where you actually wanted to go. No, see, if you have the aspiration to become a product owner or a product manager, then probably taking certification like CSPO, PSPO makes more relevance. So goal needs to be fixed. Then only we can actually craft out the journey.
Okay. So in continuation, my next question is basically tightly coupled with this particular. So what type of certifications like various roles in Agile one must do, like for product owner, product managers,
Yeah.
Agile coach,
Okay.
Scrum
Yeah.
Master. Yeah.
Yes. So are you actually able to see this particular
Yeah,
image?
I can
Yeah.
see this
Okay,
particular
correct.
PPT.
So what I say is, it is not only for agile. Any role for that matters. Say, for example, if you have an aspiration to go towards a data science, you need to know whether data science fits into the intersection of these three circles for you. For example, what is the use of having passion and then the skills, but not having the market demand? Because without market demand, you cannot monetize the capabilities. At the same time, If you have market demand is there, you also have the capabilities. But if you are not passionate towards it, then I don't see any point in treading that particular journey. So it is always better that you take intersection of these three circles and then make a thinking which one suits you the best.
Okay, got it.
Okay, now coming back to certifications, which I have already mentioned in one of the question, right? See, for example, if I want to say from a job market angle, if much of the companies, right, much of the companies actually wanted to take a scaled program consultant certification, the certified person as a enterprise agile coach. Now, it is not, okay, it is not a question of whether this is correct or not. If there is a demand from the client, JDs are written in that manner by the recruitment team. So it is more a question of it's a more a question of being appropriate to the situation rather than only thinking whether this is correct or not.
Okay,
Yeah.
uh, thanks, Balaji. We got your point. So basically, it moves around the passion and the market
Mm.
demand. Okay.
Yes, and the skills.
So
Yeah.
seeing the current agile trend, many people are comfortable with team level agilities nowadays.
Mm,
Since
mm.
agility has been into the current market for many years. Now, what about the enterprise agility? What is the future trend for enterprise agility? What's your opinion, thoughts on that?
I do see that there is a good trend in terms of the enterprise agility, provided the candidates are also equipped to that extent, because predominantly at an enterprise level, it is not about practices, it is more on the principles behind the practices. Say, for example, when I was working as an enterprise agile coach, I was actually involved in creating a OKR based model to do know the based on the objectives and key results, OKR based model to do an enterprise level transformation. And we have concepts like GQM, goal, question, metrics. And even if you take in my agile mentorship program as part of the level 3 AMP, I generally teach people something called balance sheet driven agile transformation. Means you literally take the balance sheet or the financial statements at a portfolio level and then try to formulate your next digital transformation strategies or your agile transformation strategies, keeping the end goal in the mind, right? So if you wanted from the team level, if someone wanted to elevate to an enterprise level, typically they wanted to understand concepts like OKR, GQM, cultural transformation, what are the 5 dimensions of enterprise agility, and there is something called the strategic themes. No, wherein how to do dynamic budgeting, how to do a value stream management, because many people talk only about value stream mapping. I am talking about value stream management itself, right? So in terms of your lean portfolio management, these are all some of the concepts which you need to have a very good grip, at least on a conceptual level, if you wanted to become an enterprise agile coach. So if I want to put in other manner, if I take a team level agile coach is more of an addition and multiplication. Enterprise agile coach is more of a summation and integral calculus. So a different set of capabilities are needed if you really wanted to become an enterprise coach.
Okay, thanks, Balaji, for a detailed explain
Yeah.
answer on that part. My next question is, what's your view on the Scrum Masters versus Project Manager role? As
Yeah.
many of the job descriptions
Mm.
nowadays have a mix of both the flavors, both for a
Correct.
Scrum
Correct.
Master as well as for a
Project
Project
manager.
Manager.
Okay. So once again, are you actually
Uh,
able to? You are able to see,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I
Okay.
can view your
Uh, Okay, so see here. So what I have done is just to answer this question with a objectivity based data. I have already created this question on my LinkedIn post as a poll. And if you see, why does the job description comes as a mixture of Scrum Master and Project Manager? Because 54 percentage of the people feel it is more of a cost saving factor by the organization. Now, the same diagram what I told holds true for a Scrum Master versus Project Manager. You need to be clear on what skills are needed for a scrum master versus what skills are needed for project manager, and then see which particular skill makes more relevance to you. Now if I keep going with this slide, right, these are all the expectations from a scrum master, right? In terms of coaching the team, in terms of enabling the team, empowering the team, addressing the systemic issues of the team. So these are all some of the roles and the responsibilities of a scrum master, be it a product driven company or be it a service based IT company, or actually be it a captive unit. These are all the general things. Now what I have done is, along the similar line of thought, I have also taken the project manager responsibilities. So these are all the responsibilities of a project manager. Now you as an individual need to do some thinking. Okay, which role suits me better in the long run? Okay, am I a person more focused on helping people to have decentralized decision making, enabling the people, coaching the team, or am more interested on getting things done by just focusing on scope, cost and time? So depending upon what suits you better, based on these insights what I share in this, I think one should be able to take a call. So what I have done here is, I have just taken the knowledge areas of the PMI, and then I have told here the same knowledge area, how it can be executed in a waterfall, how it can be executed in a agile manner, right? Okay, now let me come back to your question now, because I thought to set the context. Now see, any kind of a job role in the industry, it is once again a mix of a scrum master come project manager generally, and people know this. Now the question comes, what percentage it is of scrum master, what percentage it is of a project manager? 30/70, 80/20. So based on that, where your contribution is more expected, you can take a judgment. Okay, which one suits you better. But then the point is, let me also put a caveat here. Generally sometimes it actually happens, the JD may be slightly different from the project in which you are executed, right? Means the project in which you are deployed, no, deployed inside the organization. So you may need to take a due diligence in terms of assessing your own capabilities to answer that question.
Okay, is it possible in continuation this one? Is it
Hmm.
possible to have a single role comprising of Scrum Master plus Project Manager?
Okay, let me tell you now. If the scrum master is handling 3 to 4 teams, to maybe to some extent 3 to 4 teams, the scrum master can facilitate it. But if the scrum master is given the additional task of a project manager or a PMO coordinator, blah blah blah, believe me, scrum master cannot do effective coaching. Scrum master can only do facilitation. By the way, facilitation is something different from a coaching.
No. Fair enough, fair enough. Got the answer. Thanks, Balaji. Moving next to the next particular my question is, Annie, what's your thoughts on product owner versus product manager role in IT? Nowadays, we are seeing lots of product owner and product manager roles present in the inside teams, and yeah. So, what's your thought on it?
Okay, I think that's a good question. See, in terms of product owner, right? From my perspective, let me answer this. Product owner is more on the okay, of course, product owner is the business value maximizer, but then the point is, product owner is more like an internal role to the team, whereas a product manager is more to the market facing or a client facing role. Okay, say for example, product owner typically owns the product backlog, whereas the product manager owns the entire product roadmap itself. Q1, Q2, Q3, what are all the product priorities? That particular roadmap or the journey will be owned by a product manager. Why? Because product manager is more of a strategic role, whereas a product owner is more of a tactical role, right? So in terms of liaising with the external customers or end users or clients, analyzing the market rhythm, and then proactively taking some measures, more on the strategy aspect comes under the radar of the product manager. Now once the requirements are known, how to get the things done, Once the requirements are known, how to take the requirements from there and then convert it into a potential shippable increment or a product using the agile team. There comes the role of a product owner. So if you are working in a if you are working in a Kanban team, DevOps team, agile teams, and this like under scrum teams, most likely you would have interacted with your product owner but not the product manager. And in some companies, a single person will be playing both the roles, product owner come product manager. So if you take a Venn diagram too, you put product owner, product manager, some of the areas will be intersecting or overlapping. But then all that I wanted to say is product manager is more of vision setting and then a kind of a strategic role, whereas product owner is more of taking that vision and then translating it into a workable product through the team. So it's more of a tactical role.
Okay, nicely you have explained basically the like the common part and the distinguished part between the
Mm.
product owner and a product manager. My next question in queue is basically what are the key challenges that you have faced in agile transformation and how you have
Okay.
overcome over, yeah.
See, the point is okay. Okay, let me try to paraphrase my thoughts, or rather organize my thoughts. Okay, see, when it comes to agile transformation, practically speaking, challenges could come from n number of directions, right? So first of all, if there is no leadership support, if there is no leadership buy-in from the client side or from the organization side, doing agile transformation itself is a challenge. Okay, I understand that your question is what are all the challenges within agile transformation, but all that I'm trying to say is if there is no leadership support, then driving the transformation itself is a challenge because the resistance level will be high. Now, now we also need to understand one thing. Why does people resist? Because in your agile transformation, if you are not really solving the problem or rather solving the ground level challenges of the team, then why does the team need to bother about your transformation? So some of the challenges could be the product management team is not creating visibility on the backlog continuously. And in some companies, the challenges could be they, they will try to force fit a framework. Means what? Some other competitor would have done a safe. So these company also wanted to implement safe even without understanding whether safe fits the purpose, right? So analyzing on the fit for purpose and coming up with a suitable, see, if you take my experience, right, I have created customized agile frameworks, I have created business agility frameworks depending on the evolving need and the emerging need of the client. I have not taken scaled agile framework and then try to force fit it into the context. Okay, just because I have multiple certifications on safe. So I generally tell people learning safe is not to master safe. Learning safe is to master how to do enterprise level agility or transformation using the framework called safe. So some of the challenges could be whenever companies think implementing framework is the end goal rather than means to an end goal. That also is a challenge. We need to change the know the mindset of the team. The other challenges what I see with the leaders is some of the leaders are still expecting traditional metrics and their dashboards, even though they know that the team is implementing agile, right? Because in agile the metrics change. You have your burn up chart, your burn down chart, your velocity, your program predictability measure reports. So I cannot give a traditional metrics or a dashboard when the team started implementing agile practices. So selecting the framework, having the leadership support, overcoming the challenges, and also coaching the product owner and product manager in terms of your architectural runway, your enablers, because product owners or and product managers may not be interested to know about what really happens at the architecture level. But no, educating them, creating them an awareness that if there is no robust architectural runway, you cannot launch your trains. I think these are all some of the glimpses of the challenges. Depending upon the context, the challenge is going to see. And one more challenge: getting sustained funding to do the transformation itself is a challenge.
Okay,
because
fine.
yeah, because even to do agile transformation, someone need to pump in the money, right?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, unless and until you secure the funds, you cannot sustain the transformation. And for you to secure the fund, you need to continuously show business value back to them. So it's like a tug of war. So these are all some of the practical challenges. Of course, if someone goes to Google and then reads it, tons and tons of materials are there. Yeah.
So, Balaji, as you have a vast experience in agile transformation and
Mhm.
agile world, like if anyone wants to approach you on agile transformation implementation, will you be comfortable to help him out?
Yes, probably I will share my WhatsApp number when we upload this particular video on the YouTube. If someone wants to get in touch with me, probably they can get in touch with me. And by the way, I do run a program called Agile Mentorship Program, right? So we have different lesson plans in the mentorship program catered to different user personas or the target group. So I will be having a conversation with them, and then I will tell them which particular lesson plan suits them better.
In Indian IT industry, I have seen like many people are confused what type of agile certification they should do or pursue it because they have heard about the Scrum Master or Agile Coach, but they do not know how to approach it. So if somebody wants to pursue any certification in Agile, can can that particular person can contact you to understand what
Yes,
type of
yes.
role he should pursue
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
certification? So will you will comfortable to provide him guidance on that part,
Yes,
career
yes.
growth part?
Yeah, yeah. That can be done. And one more thing, I have my own reliable agile contact circle, and some of the peoples are even certification trainers over there, right? So probably either I can support them directly, or I can refer them to reliable people who are not just a certification trainer, but also an agile practitioner, so that they get that know that real time flavor when they teach in the training sessions.
Okay, Balaji, thanks for answering this particular set of questions and my curiosity on the agile world.
Okay, so I just want to share one or two points. Okay, before we wrap it up, no. The thing is that no, you were actually asking me in the beginning, right? Like in terms of the future of agile, right? I have told like I have told most of the points. Now, some of the points which we also need to keep in mind is nowadays we are actually hearing on the chat GPT, and we are also hearing on the artificial intelligence related areas, right? So if you take me in some of my engagements, we have created AI assisted models for different user personas. Like, because why? Product owner is a user persona, product manager is a user persona. So for scrum master, for RTE, and for STE, solution train engineer, and for product owner, product manager, these kind of roles, we have created something called a artificial intelligence artificial intelligence, no, assisted models for these user personas, and we have made use of some machine learning algorithms, NLP techniques and all. So what I'm trying to say is the future is actually heading towards more on the artificial intelligence, and this artificial intelligence already started having footprints even in the agile world. So it is high time that people start thinking how to blend your artificial intelligence capabilities seamlessly seamlessly into the agile world. Okay, so I think these are all the things. Okay, so Sumit, I just wanted to ask you a question. Like in terms of this agile transformation, right? You might have heard something like best practices, or you wanted to share anything. What comes to your mind? Something
So,
best practices. Yeah.
yeah, I heard about the best practices for agile transformation
Uh-huh.
and something on maturity assessment also on the lines of the agile implementation because one team has to sustain the improvement as a
Mm.
part of the maturity assessment. So those, yeah, but it will be better if as a master, if you can answer on those, on that particular part also.
So, oh, okay. So, one of the best practices what I have started doing for the past few years in the agile transformation is we have created something called a outcome based plan to do an agile transformation, OBP. Okay, so what it means is don't do Agile for the sake of Agile. Don't implement Scrum, Kanban, DevOps for the sake of implementing it. Be very clear on what is the end result or end goal that you wanted to do. For example, you actually wanted to lean out or rather eliminate or minimize the waste in your product value stream, or you want to lean out your customer value stream, or what is that you wanted to achieve as at the end of the quarter or the month. Okay, so we have created something called a outcome based plan. Of course, the reference has been taken from the leading agile consulting group. Okay, leading agile consulting group had created some kind of a reference model. So in my experience, I have taken those models, I have customized it, I have contextualized it. So say for example, if you take my teams, right, they have a clearly defined outcomes saying that by the end of program increment 3, the cycle time need to be compressed by 50 percentage, or the lead time need to be compressed by X percentage, or technical debt need to be reduced by Z percentage. Something like that, we create a goal statement. And to achieve this goal, what we need to do. So the thought process is not on implementing Scrum, Kanban, DevOps, Agile. The thought process is oriented towards the outcome that we want. Now, having been said, this is the outcome that I wanted to do. Now I will look into the best practices of Scrum, Kanban, DevOps, Safe, Less, Dat, Spotify, Nexus. So I am starting my agile transformation with having a clearly defined goal in the mind. Now, many companies are not doing this. That is why they actually struggle. And in the middle of the transformation, they themselves don't know what they exactly wanted.
Okay. So you meant to say that your agile transformation basically consists of hybrid in nature, which have the best practices from multiple agile models.
Hmm.
Correct?
Yes, because anything we create should resonate with the ecosystem or the context, right? We cannot
Yes.
take we cannot take a model which has worked well for some other company or for some other team and then try to force fit it. See, if you take this suit is perfectly aligned to me, right? So if I wear someone else suit, probably it's not going to fit me. Same thing applies over there.
Okay. Thanks for that particular good example. Like,
Okay, so I'll just end this particular recording, and like when I upload this video, I'll be sharing my WhatsApp number. If anyone wanted to get in touch with me, they can ping me on the WhatsApp. Okay,
okay.
cheers.
Thanks, Balaji, for your
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Thanks. Bye.
cheers.
Take care.
Yeah, cheers.